All right, the NFL is teaming up with Ice Cube's Contracts with Black America Institute to help tackle the racial wealth gap by, quote, identifying league-wide opportunities. But we've seen this before. In 2019, the NFL partnered with Jay-Z's Roc Nation to, quote, amplify the league's social justice issues. But since then, Jay has been mostly silent on the NFL's racist practices, at least publicly. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. So will this latest partnership actually put in the work, or is this just another PR move by the league? Joining me now is the GOAT, the man himself, Brandon Marshall, former NFL wide receiver and host of one of my new favorite podcasts, I Am Athlete Tonight on SiriusXM, and founder of House of Athlete. I obsessively follow all your stuff on Instagram and Twitter to keep up with my sports knowledge, Brandon. So happy you are here, my friend. And it was great seeing you in New Orleans at Essence Fest. Great job on all the stuff that you're doing there.
No, it was so good, and I'm a big fan of the show. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Brandon. So I just want to get your thoughts. What do you think about this partnership? I mean, they say they're aiming to identify league-wide opportunities in the financial, tech, production sectors. And all of this is like, oh, no, we're going to do all these things for black folks. But can't they just hire more black coaches, respect the players, do a better job of reaching out to black Americans? It seems like a PR move. What do you say?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for the NFL to be taken serious in this space when Colin Kaepernick hasn't gotten the opportunity again. And a lot of people are going to say he's gotten the opportunity because he got a tryout with the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of people are going to say that he got the opportunity because, you know, a couple years ago, we gave him this big workout. We gave him the opportunity. He didn't want to sign the paperwork, the waiver that was going to take away a lot of his rights. And he turned that down. A lot of people will say that, Colin Kaepernick is not good. But the reality is the NFL is so powerful. Colin Kaepernick should have a job. There's 96 quarterbacks on the NFL roster right now. Okay, there's 32 teams. I can assure you that Colin Kaepernick is better than half of those quarterbacks. So why isn't Colin on a roster? It's hard when you have Black Lives Matter in your end zone and racism in your end zone. And the guy that started all this doesn't have a job, right? So it's hard. And then, yes, what is the NFL? 70% of black players. And we're looking at how many of those head coaches are actually black. It is a challenge. Now, there are some people in the NFL that really care about this. This hits them emotionally. And then there's a lot of people that's just checking off the box. It's PR. It's a system. So, this is good. We always need one at the table, whether it's Jay-Z or Ice Cube. This is going to benefit a lot of people. But I think we got to start with the fundamentals. And the fundamentals sometimes, like you said, Tiffany, is hiring more black coaches. It's hiring or making sure Colin Kaepernick has some type of job. He has a lot of initiatives. I'm excited to see when the NFL and Colin's going to partner on something. Right.
Well, how about the NFL partner with the Know Your Rights campaign that Colin Kaepernick does? Right. And I think you make such a good point, because you cannot have end racism on the field and practice white supremacy in the front office. And that's what we're seeing, with this league that is just so routinely problematic, Brandon. It's just very frustrating to see. But I am curious, because you played in the league, what was your experience like as a player? Because for the people who are spectators looking around it, who just love the sport, they want to support you. But, a part of me feels like we're supporting an institution that does not value your life in any real way. So as a player, what were your thoughts on all that, and how were you treated?
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole system. It's not just in the NFL, but, this institution's been put in place from day one, right? Little league, high school football, college football, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of us players are trained and institutionalized just to show up and play, right? Do your job. Don't talk back. And a lot of that too, right? There's a lot of respect there, right? That's why you see some of the greatest leaders, they're athletes, right? Because they understand team, they understand perseverance, they understand being selflessness. But, I think we're in a new day now where NFL players are saying we have power too. We have a voice too, right? This is a partnership, not just come in and do it as I say, but we're commodities, right? You got to think about that. There's a pipeline, this massive pipeline of athletes that will always be there, right? So it doesn't matter if you're Brandon Marshall, doesn't matter if you're Tom Brady, there's going to be another person to come replace you. So my experience in the NFL, it was a good experience because before Colin took his knee, we weren't talking about this. That's why this is so important to start with him, because we weren't talking about this. We were just coming in and shutting up and playing.
That's why Colin was a leader, and that's why Brandon Marshall now has this amazing podcast, I Am Athlete. The latest episode features my girl, Carrie Champion. So everybody, please listen to this podcast because it's so awesome. Brandon, thank you so much. Please, please, please come back on the show all the time. I love having you on.
You look amazing.
I know you're busy on Saturdays.
The show is great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Brandon. You'll come back really soon. We promise to have you back if you promise to come. So thanks for being here. All right.